Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the 197th episode of the Focus TV. As always, we're joined by Miss Xavier Wyatt, we got Raymond Lyons, Cardell Dudley Jr., I'm Wilson Tarpey Jr., and once again, welcome to the Focus TV. Tonight, what we have planned for you, if any of you that have not already, followed us on social, it's at the Focus TV, all day, sharing fun here and have time for it with all the sports going on. We're also a little bit more busy. Again, after each and every Wizards game, we got something going on. Wednesdays and Fridays, double duty for the most part, Wizards and G League. So don't miss that. But tonight, we're going to talk about the Wizards. We're going to get you some G League updates, college basketball updates. Brenda Frese hitting a very special milestone. Jamal Hayward in the latest on the 9-4-50 breakdown. And because it's that time of year when we kind of like between sports while other things are going on, an extended edition rather, of Rapid Fire. But we're going to kick things off with the Wizards segment. So, Ray, what's the latest with your Washington Wizards? How about
that? They just mined this week.
Hey, look, I was trying to choose peace or violence, and I think we knew what I chose. So.
Well, the Wizards they're on a 2-game winning streak. They beat Boston on Monday and Sunday rather. I'm sorry, and they beat the Rockets on Monday. Picked up 2 wins on a back-to-back. It's always good to have positive stuff to talk about around here. Both games they got it done with their defense. On Sunday, they just stifled Boston. They couldn't get anything going, and on Monday they had a more concerted effort on that end in the second half. They gave up pretty much 70 points in the first half to the Rockets, but they kind of shored things up on that end. They also took care of the ball really well. Had 5 turnovers in the second half, and they survived the part 2 of John Wall's revenge tour. Where he was definitely on one. He had 22 and 7 in the first half, but they were able to contain him a little bit better in the second half. Bradley Beal did his thing. Scott Brooks had a little lineup shuffle. He put Mo Wagner and Garrison Matthews in the starting lineup just to give them a little bit of edge and toughness, which we've talked ad nauseum about them needing. But yeah, man, two good wins for them. Boston, they have one of the most talented tandems in the league, in Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and the Wizards were able to corral them. And then they faced John Wall with the chip on his shoulder. Although Houston's they're limited right now in regards to personnel, but the Wizards did what they had to do and got the win. Yeah, man. So for the time being, things are kind of looking up. We never want to get too ahead of ourselves. It's 2 games, albeit 2 wins. We'll take that any day, but they got to come with a higher level of urgency and consistency to kind of attempt to salvage this season in any way. They got Denver up next. As we talked about last night, it's going to be a tall order for them because Jokic is a little bit of a different beast than what they've seen lately. And also Denver, they got a lot of versatile wings with size. So, we know defense has been a struggle for the Wizards for the whole season. And it's going to have to not be a struggle against Denver if they plan for this game to be anything but embarrassing. But, looking forward to see what this new starting lineup will give them. The front court, they, although they got the win against Houston, they really didn't dominate how they should have, especially considering, the size advantage. Because with Houston, outside of DeMarcus Cousins, they just got a bunch of lengthy wings pretty much. And, you should be able to punish a team like that and dominate them down low. And I think the Wizards only won the rebound the battle by 1. So that's something we're going to keep an eye on. But, hopefully they can all shock us and get a win against the Nuggets. So yeah, man, we'll continue to keep an eye on them. Like Wilson said, you guys can check us out to recap the game every night following the Wizards contest.
All right, Cardell, what's the latest in the G League?
Actually, some positive notes, especially for the 2 ways that the Wizards sent down to play with the Erie Bayhawks. The Bayhawks finished the opening week of G League play at 3-1 with the coming behind win over the Long Island Nets on Sunday, 114-104. After the Bayhawks took a 27-22 first quarter lead, the Nets, led by shooting guard Jeremiah Martin and center Reggie Perry, torched Erie. And half, they led 56-50. The Long Island Nets led to 56-50. In the second quarter, the Nets outscored the Bayhawks 34-23. But in the second half, it was all the Bayhawks. They just destroyed them. They outscored the Nets 64-48. Jordan Bell, who I think will be getting called up very soon because he's just killing down in the G League. He had a monster game. He finished with 17 points, 16 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 blocks, and 2 steals on 8 of 9 shooting. It's hard to beat that. I'll take that stat line all day, every game. Cassius Winston and local product, former Eleanor Roosevelt, Hargrave standout Najee Marshall added 16 points respectively. Jeremiah Martin for the Nets led the Nets with 23 points, and Reggie Perry posted 20 points and 9 rebounds in the losing effort. Tomorrow, the Bayhawks return. They face the undefeated G League Ignite in a primetime matchup on ESPN2 at 3 p.m. If you haven't watched a G League game, you may want to watch this one because this game pretty much features a few lottery picks and a lot of guys that will probably be caught up. If not this season, definitely next.
All right, just a reminder, as both Raymond and Cardell let you guys know, you got weekly, well, depending on the schedule, at least a couple times a week, Wizards updates and G League updates with both Wizards Outlook and G League Rundown. Don't miss those. We're going to take our first break of the night, and when we get back, going to get a little bit of college basketball. You're watching on Focus TV. Welcome back to the Focus TV, as promised, a weekly college basketball segment. Cardell, give the floor to you. I know you got another GW's going through it right now, but you go and tell everybody though.
The fellas going through it, but not the women. So I'm gonna start with the women's. GW women shot the lights out from deep, knocking down 9 of 16 triples in a 63-45 win over Duquesne last Friday. It was the team's first game in 11 days. After a back and forth first half that saw GW take a 34-31 lead, GW came out in the third quarter and executed on both ends to perfection. GW dominated the period, scoring 19 points and held the Dukes to 5 points. The Colonials ended the game holding Duquesne to 14 points on 3 of 16 shooting and forcing 11 of the Dukes' 19 turnovers in the second half. It was the Dukes' first game in nearly a month. So, yes, COVID is having an effect on everybody, especially in the sports world. GW guard Maddie Loader, who had only made 4 threes this season coming into this game, went 4 for 4 from deep, finishing with the game high 15 points. Freshman center Ali Brigham scored 13 points, and Jasmine Whitney added 9 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists, along with 3 steals. Forward Mayowa Taiwo provided 8 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 steals in her first game since January 17th, and all 9 Colonials who played in the game scored. They returned to action Sunday to take on St. Bonaventure, and the winning continued, but this time it was led by the defense. The defense led them to a 56-39 win. St. Bonaventure, who entered the game averaging 71.3 points, was held to 4 points in the first quarter as the Colonials took a 14-4 lead. St. Bonaventure would fight to stay in the game, but GW's defense wouldn't allow St. Bonaventure to get into a rhythm. GW held Bonaventure to 29% shooting from the field and held them to 21 points below their season average. GW dominated the glass 39-24 and outscored the Bonnies in the paint 30-18. GW guard Jasmine Whitney held St. Bonaventure guard and the reigning A-10 player of the week, Ashley Johnson, who came in averaging 14.3 points, 4.1 rebounds, and 2.6 assists per game while shooting 47.4% from the field to just 2 points on 1 of 7 shooting. GW sophomore Essen Brown was the spark off the bench. She finished with the career high 10 points and 7 rebounds. Center Ali Brigham, get used to that name. She's a freshman. She has star written all over. Posted 15 points on 6 of 10 shooting, while Jasmine Whitney flirted with another triple-double for the second straight game with 9 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds. GW Women's will next face Davidson this Thursday at 5 p.m. On the men's side, got an update earlier. GW men's basketball game versus St. Joseph, which was scheduled for tomorrow, has been postponed. And the nationally televised contest against Rhode Island on Sunday, February 21st, has been added. GW and Rhode Island will tip off at 11:30 a.m. on NBC Sports. The previously scheduled game on Sunday against St. Bonaventure at 2:30 will not be played, but COVID strikes again.
Man, it feels like every other week that GW updates has been affected a little bit. I mean, at least it was one. At least one of them made this week, right?
Yeah.
So it is that, and shout out to the woman for getting the win. On to Maryland women's basketball, Brenda Frese. You know, it was a matter of when. You knew she was going to hit the mark at some point this season. She had 500 career wins at Maryland with the 95-73 road win over Nebraska. The Terps set a pinnacle bank scoring record in the process. So they set a scoring record in the opposing team gym. Maryland jumped out to a quick lead. Nebraska started the third period with a 10-0 run to make things a little interesting. And Maryland instantly responded with a 15-0 run to regain full control of the game. And they coasted from there. Ashley Owusu continued her stellar play this season. 25 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Diamond Miller, 24 points. The most impressive part about her 24 points, she had 24 points on 9 to 12 shooting. Mimi Collins and Chloe Bibby added 19 and 16 points, respectively. Maryland will host Illinois Wednesday at 1 p.m. But before we had to break, since it is a huge milestone, we're going to share a couple Maryland videos for y'all to check out. But that will be followed by this week's 9-4-50 breakdown. And this week, Jamal is going to show us a breakdown of a sidestep off combo moves. Again, it's a breakdown of a sidestep off combo moves. And the 9-4-50 is to be preceded by 2 Maryland women's basketball videos. Shout out to their social team for putting out some great videos since Coach Frese hit her milestone. And we'll see you guys at the other side of the break.
It is my honor and privilege to introduce Ms. Brenda Oldfield. I am here for one reason: to rejuvenate this program.
Oh boy, congratulations to Brenda Frese and the Maryland Terrapins, now back in the dance for the first time since 2001.
For the first time since 1989, Maryland is headed to the Final Four.
Looking for screen, she fires. Got it! For Brenda Frese, the 84th game she has won at Maryland.
And Maryland is going to the Final Four. Maryland wins the Big Ten Tournament 2.
To get 500 wins here, it's truly humbling. I think most importantly is the journey. You don't get to 500 wins as a program by yourself. It collectively, that journey that's taken place over time.
Playing for Coach B for the past 3 to 4 years, her passion, her drive for the game is what leads her to being one of the successful coaches here in Maryland.
Coach B is such a great coach. She's that warm, maternal figure, but then that passionate, intense coach that you want.
I think what makes her so successful as a coach is her mentality. No matter who you are, she expects you to come in every day and work as hard as you can.
Honestly, it means a lot to me to be able to work with Coach B.
Coach B is such a successful coach because she is determined and she knows what she wants. She's a winner.
Her leadership just extends beyond the court. She's a coach that really cares about her players and is able to develop a relationship based on trust, which just makes it so much easier to, go hard for her.
She's so special. She cares for us. Outside of the basketball court, she cares for us. She's like another mom to us.
I think what makes her so successful is She knows how to develop players here and get them better for the next level.
She's a great coach. She gets a lot of women to the WNBA, so I know she can get me in the best position for my next step. She knows the game of basketball. She has a really high IQ. Her relationship with us is very strong.
Her amplitude of knowledge and just everything that she knows about the game obviously has gotten her to where she is today.
She really just develops her players into that winning mentality, life and basketball, in the classroom, everything. That's why here at Maryland we're such champions.
That is why she is in the position that she is, and she's going to continue to go further no matter how long that she decides to coach.
Congrats, Coach B, on 500 wins at Maryland and becoming the most winningest coach in Maryland history. We are so thankful that you've invited us to this family and thankful that you have set the standard for past, present, and future teams.
Today we're going to break down the side step and a couple combo moves getting into the side step. So if you watch Jason Tatum, he's A1 with this, A1. 2, 3 dribbles, sometimes 4 dribble combo moves into the side step. Either way, he's got it both sides. He does tend to favor his right side a little bit, but he can make it both ways. So we're just going to break that down today. So first things first, we're just going to do the side step without doing a combo move or any dribbles. So make sure, if you're doing the side step with your left foot, you push off this right foot and you bring the ball with you. The reason why you bring the ball with you, your defender is standing right here. So if you keep the ball in the same spot and you just move your foot, the defender can swipe down. So with you moving the ball, if they swipe, what they're going to do, instead of hitting the ball that was there, your forearm is here. So if they hit that as you go up, that's a shooting foul. Either way, move the ball. So, simple combo moves. Both ways. Move the ball both times, okay? Make sure, here, move that ball to create that foul, but also to get separation to get your shot off. Today we're gonna break down the side step and a couple combo moves getting into the side step. So if you watch Jason Tatum, he's A1 with this, A1. 2, 3 dribbles, sometimes 4 dribble combo moves into the side step. Either way, he's got it both sides. He does tend to favor his right side a little bit, but he can make it both ways. So we're just gonna break that down today. So first things first, we're just going to do the side step without doing a combo move or any dribbles. So make sure, if you're doing the side step with your left foot, you push off this right foot and you bring the ball with you. The reason why you bring the ball with you, your defender is standing right here. So if you keep the ball in the same spot and you just move your foot, the defender can swipe down. So with you moving the ball, if they swipe, what they're going to do, instead of hitting the ball that was there, your forearm is here. So if they hit that as you go up, that's a shooting foul. Either way, move the ball. So, simple combo moves. Both ways. Move the ball both times, okay? Make sure, here, move that ball to create that foul, but also to get separation to get your shot off.
Welcome back to the Focus TV. As always, I want to thank Jamal Hayward for knocking out the 9-4-50 each and every week. Truly appreciate it. Look, man, I told you guys about this extended edition of Rapid Fire. We are all at Cardell's mercy. So, Cardell, the floor is man. You know, we just here. What you got for us?
Got a few things, but we're gonna get to a story that's kind of circulating because I wanted all of y'all view on it. I'm pretty sure y'all seen it kind of floating around social media or whatnot. Golden State Warriors for Draymond Green calls out double standards and NBA's treatment of players. In the post-game news conference Monday night, he went off about the NBA's, I guess, double standards of the treatment of players around the league. He started by saying, I would like to talk about something that's really bothering me, and it's the treatment of players in this league. To watch Andre Drummond before the game sit on the sidelines, they go to the back and they come out of street clothes because the team is going to trade them is bull. Because when James Harden asked for a trade and the first league dogged it, no one's going to fight back that James was dogging it in his last days in Houston. But he was castrated for wanting to go to a different team. Everybody destroyed that man. And yet the team can come out and say, oh, we want to trade a guy. And then that guy has to go sit. And if he doesn't stay professional, then he's a cancer. And he's not good in someone's locker room. And he's the issue. And we're seeing situations of Harrison Barnes getting put off the bench, or DeMarcus Cousins finding out he's traded in the interview after the All-Star game. And we continue to let this happen. But I got fined for stating my opinion on what I thought should happen with another player. But teams can come out and continue to say, oh, we're trading guys, we're not playing you, and yet we're to stay professional. At some point as players, we need to be treated with the same respect, Green said, and have the same rights that the team can have. Because as a player, you're the worst person in the world when you want a different situation. But a team can say they're trading you. And that man is to stay in shape, he's to stay professional, and if not, his career is on the line. At some point, this league has to protect the players from embarrassment like that. We talk all this stuff about you can't do this, you can't say this publicly. Green said, if you say that publicly, Anthony Davis got fined, I think, $100,000 or something like that for demanding a trade. But you can say Andre Drummond's getting traded publicly, and we're looking to trade him publicly, and he's to stay professional and just deal with it. And then when Kyrie Irving says, oh, my mental health is off, everybody go crazy about that too. Do you not think that affects someone mentally? As much as we put into this game to be great, to come out here and be in shape, to produce for fans every single night, and most importantly, to help your team win, do you think that doesn't affect someone mentally? As players, we're told to, no, you can't say that. You can't say this, Green said. The teams can. It goes along the same lines of when everyone wants to say, oh, man, that young guy can't figure it out. But no one wants to say the organization can't figure it out. At some point, the players must be respected in these situations, and it's ridiculous, and I'm sick of seeing it. Y'all have a great night. I'll see y'all Tuesday or Wednesday. So, Octavia, we're going to start with you. What are your thoughts on Draymond? Is it a double standard? And just what are your views overall?
I'm a little conflicted just because, I mean, on one side, I get what he's saying. And I understand his frustrations, especially because I didn't know he was fined for speaking on the whole Devin Booker situation when he was acting as an analyst. So I thought that was kind of weird, but it is what it is. I always get kind of conflicted because it's a business, and it's always been like that, and it's going to take people like him to stand up for it, to do anything different, but he's the only one, it seems like. I don't feel like, and we've talked about, I feel like they've stood up more for themselves in the NBA than you will see like in the NFL, of course, but it's just kind of hard for me to kind of get on either side. Because like some of it, I get it, like I think the example of the James Harden situation was a bad example because like we talked about before it even started, he was like, I want to stay so professional. And I was like, yeah, sure he is, which he obviously did not. And so I just feel like some of his examples were off. Like I get being frustrated that you're getting traded, yes. But on the positive side of it, why would you want to risk further injury when you know you're going to get traded? Like, you could get injured in a game, which will hurt your trade stock going somewhere else. So, but I get what he's saying. He's saying that the organizations get to say certain things that they can't say. And to me, it's hard for me to go, like I said, it's hard for me to get on either side of it. It's a double standard, yes. There are certain double standards that will always be double standards. And not that it's right, not that it's wrong. It's just unfortunately a fact of life. And a lot of times, like, these are your employers. Like, I can't go to my employers and say whatever I want to say to them and think I'm still going to have a job. You know, it sucks, but that's how it is. Again, like I said, like, I'm interested to hear you guys' thoughts on it because I'm still kind of conflicted about either side of it. Like, I get both sides, honestly, but I don't know what they would do to change it.
All right, on you, Raymond.
My first issue with this, you know, a lot of people retweeting this, talking about he's speaking facts and preach and all this other stuff. You know, I'm pretty sure when you scroll their lines, they don't have that same energy when, you know, Kevin Durant went to play for the Warriors, or, you know, when other players made certain moves with their career. So I'm having a hard time understanding why you're siding with Draymond in this when he's talking about players should be able to do certain things and say certain things. And then when a player does that certain thing, if it's not to your liking, then you get your thumbs to work and you bash him. Then also with the Kyrie thing, everybody had jokes about Kyrie, you know, when he was going through his sabbatical or what have you. Now all of a sudden Draymond's right. Like, so you can kill me with that. In regards to what he said, like Octavia said, I mean, I kind of semi understood what he was saying, but it was so poorly stated that it took away any type of validity of what his argument was. I mean, like she said, he brought up James Harden. That's a horrible example to use in this situation. You know, there's a way to demand a trade and go about it in a way that's not, you know, detrimental to yourself or the franchise. It's possible. It's been done before numerous times. What James Harden did was unprofessional. And, you know, I'm not even going to say I get it because I don't. Like, you can say, hey, I don't want to be here anymore. Let's figure out a way to get me in a more favorable situation, you know, without not showing up and missing meetings and being out of shape and so on and so forth. And then Draymond said, you know, they have to stay in shape and be professional. Like, those are huge asks. Like, you're a basketball player. Yes, you have to be in shape. And yes, you have to be professional. Like, I don't see any excuse ever where it's okay for somebody to be unprofessional. And as a basketball player, being out of shape is being unprofessional as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I to be perfectly honest, man, I feel like dude was just searching for a viral moment. Like, he was like for real, man. And then, you know, and all this, like, this is the age of player empowerment and player movement and people taking control of their careers and so on and so forth. Like, so I'm really trying to understand, like, where, you know, this crusade is coming from. Like, because players run the NBA, plain and simple. There's no way around that. It's a players' league, you know, especially compared to the other major sports in this country. They're the most recognizable. You know, it's a players' league. They do what they want for the most part. And, you know, yeah, him getting fined for speaking on Devin Booker, serving in another capacity, I understand his frustration with that. But, like, come on, man. And we gonna sit up here and act like franchises don't get fined for saying certain things out of turn, you know.
Magic.
And we also gonna act like, right, exactly. And we also gonna act like franchises don't get held accountable. How long have people been dogging the Knicks for destroying that franchise? And us personally, if you guys watch a Wizards recap, we speak very frequently about the mishandling of the John Wall situation. So yeah, dude, I really think he just said something he knew people was gonna latch on to be perfectly honest. And like Draymond, he's for the most part he's the type of guy to speak what he feel, and not mince his words. But this was a very poorly crafted statement. I semi get it, but it's not that huge of a deal to me. That's how the NBA is run. The franchise has the liberty to trade a player, and that is what it is. If they decide to hold him out, I mean, like Octavia said, it's mutually beneficial. Especially if the player don't want to be there. So, and I don't know if that's the case with the Drummond situation. I'm not gonna act like I have any inside intel on that, but I mean, come on, man. Let's not. He must have watched Judas and the Black Messiah before the game and got fired up. But, yeah, man. Like he was just trying too hard. Right. It's a great movie, by the way. But he was just trying a little too hard for me right there, man. That's all. I love Draymond, but he could have kept that one.
All right, Wilson.
I really got to speak after that.
Yeah,
you do.
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal to me. Draymond for all his rights and wrongs, when he's on, like, and he's making sense, I'm with him. This is one of them times where I kind of get what you're saying, and I think that's something like that discussion needs to be brought up. You need to go talk to your homies, and NBA, PA, and a discussion needs to be held with the folks that it needs to be held with. And secondly, every example you used was a horrible example outside of HB and Boogie. Every example was bad. When you have to have a disclaimer of, we know James was dogging it, but nah, throw that whole thing out the window. The whole AD thing, throw that whole thing out the window. So look, players have come into more power year after year after year, and it's been fine. This is part of it. As much power as you get, until y'all own a team like the owners own, you're never going to be on the exact same level. Now, am I saying that I'm down with organizations treating you like trash or things of that nature, or going full Donald Sterling? By no means am I saying that. But at the same time, every time you gain a little bit of power, which you guys, for the most part, have gained, they're still going to have, they still own the teams. They're still going to be that part of it. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be 50-50 eye to eye in that regard until you are actually an owner. And with the trades, things like, y'all know me, I'm a big UConn guy, Drummond my guy or whatever. I cannot find a way for me to feel bad for you in this situation. When you opted in, you could have opted out, hit free agency, and chose whatever destination that might have fit you perfectly. That's a whole you thing. They traded for Jared Allen. Again, it's a whole you thing. Jared Allen been hooping since he got there. You already knew there was a logjam up front there. The Pistons, they're doing what they're doing with Blake. But again, I think this argument would have more credence to me if you weren't getting paid while you were sitting. That's my check. You still getting paid while you're sitting. To me, it's just a non-issue, man. Like, I get the player empowerment thing, but nah. We've seen some wild video game type trades in the last 12 years, literally initiated by players putting the fire to teams where I'm only showing up if you get me player B. I don't care what it costs. That's on you now. So to me, if they meet you there, right, I don't want to hear nothing from you after I go get player B. That's just me, right? You gave me a list of demands. I met the demands. Sir, we are not coming back to this table until you give me my championship. I won't hear nothing. So yeah, are there bad organizations in the league? For sure. There's bad teams all across sports. And I think maybe some of that message, and we've always talked about this. Andrew Wiggins is a prime example. Cardell been beating the table for this for like the last 2 to 3 years. But again, I feel like that's not more of the NBA type thing, that's a media type thing. And that's a whole, like I said, it was a whole lot of stuff that said a couple points were made, but none of it was together in a straight line. It was just stuff was said. I don't have anything else. Stuff was said. I don't.
Okay, I know. As long as I'm not alone, because I was like,
I mean, my view. I mean, I agree with pretty much everything y'all said. My view on it is, you know, yes, it's a double standard, but that's life. You know, they're the owners. They can do what they want. And last time I checked, billionaire owners are not going to really listen to too many people opinions on how to navigate their business and whatnot. And what these dudes know, they're NBA players, they know for the most part, for a lot of owners, this is a hobby. This is not even their real business. So you can't get in a financial war with these guys because you're going to lose that. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to make moves that make business sense. In this sense, with Blake and Drummond, from what all accounts is, it's mutual. So if it's mutual, that means they're cool with the move. I don't even understand why it's a big issue. You know, that's not even something to address. Unless I know they was talking at the game. Unless Draymond got some, you know, Drummond said some things to Draymond that he wanted to keep off wax, and that kind of pushed him over the edge and whatnot. But look. Both of those teams are building. They're young. They're rebuilding. They're going young. Both of those guys, you know, have some juice left. They have quality. They're vets. Why not try to go to an organization where they could potentially help a team get over the hump and try to win, especially with their big contracts? It just makes sense all around. So I don't even understand the uproar. James Harden, on top of being a bad example for how he acted in Houston, it was a bad example because he's coming from a franchise where Houston literally gave him everything he wanted, to a point where it was like he was acting like a spoiled child. They got everything he wanted, and he just felt like the world owned something. I mean, I'm just being honest, young. That's just the reports. It got ugly when he left because everything leaked out. He literally got everything he wanted, including players. And then when they challenged them certain players, he got them moved. You feel what I'm saying? So you can't use that. It's just it reeks of entitlement. You're never going to be on the level of someone who owns something when you're the employee. That's life. And it kind of shows that I'm not sure a lot of these guys ever had a real job, because you can't just go up in the boss office talking that nonsense like, man, we should demand this. They're going to look at you crazy, and then they're going to hand you your last check. If they hand it to you, they don't throw it out the window or something like that. And then you're going to be unemployed. Now in the real world, you got bills, you got a family, you got food, you got stuff you got to take care of. Now you're looking like a dummy. You're looking like a fool. See, only in the NBA, in that little bubble where they protect you guys and stuff, you can do that. Now, you know, you see what I'm saying? And that's not excusing organizations, man. Look, we've been critical of the owner with the Wizards, how he treated John Wall going out there, especially the way Wall put his body on the line countless years, keeping his franchise relevant. That was weak. And I'm gonna forever look at him crazy. And you know what I'm saying? That's just weak. We've seen it all around the league. Dan Gilbert, the letter he wrote about LeBron when LeBron chose to go to Miami or whatnot, all that stuff. It's been consistent, man. We've seen that. And they deserve to get trashed. Yeah, I guess Draymond away is looking for fans and social media, maybe media, to hold these owners accountable and stuff like that. That's fine. Fine. I get that. But also have that same energy when we hold you guys accountable, instead of always saying you guys never played in the NBA, you don't know what you're talking about either. See what I'm saying? Like, I look at the whole picture. I'm not going to just look at one side. You know, keep that same energy when it comes back on y'all. When y'all playing like trash, y'all messing up, don't get sensitive then. You know what I'm saying? Because I do get it. Some media are in bed with agents. Some media in bed with the team, own personnel, and all that. And it compromises their job because they're trying to keep their access because it makes them feel important or whatnot. They get, you know, we all know the game. It is what it is. When we're really supposed to be objective, telling it like it is and telling the truth. My thing is keep that same energy when we do that, right? And here's another thing. All right, you say it's a double standard, which is life. Cool. But is it a double standard when the star players are consulted by team owners on role players, coaches, and GMs potentially being let go or traded? Isn't that a double standard for the role players? Yeah, they can say that's double standards for that to be the case. So you can't say it's double standard. We need to hold them accountable, but these owners, in a way, are still coming to you and including you when they don't have to. They don't have to do nothing but cut checks. You don't even have to sit them. Like, I'm paying y'all to play basketball. That's what your job is. All the other stuff, I ain't trying to hear. I got the GM, I got the basketball president president of basketball operation. I got the coach. I don't want to hear all that drama. Look, help us win. I can smile in the community and everything like that. Make a few extra dollars, and we cool. You see what I'm saying? So you got to look at it from the entire perspective, the entire picture. That they don't. This is what just kind of irritates me, and that's what entitlement brings, man. Like y'all got a lot of power, but to really think you're going to get all the power and be on par with owners, like what world are we living in now? That's just never going to happen. That's not realistic. I'll be damned if I'm gonna have an employee telling me what to do and I run this stuff. Like that just don't even add up. You may be able to, can you do this or something? This can help us do our job better. I can respect that. If you any owner can if he's a good owner. But man, if you come in there like, you need to be doing this, I'm gonna just look at somebody and you fired. They'll talk that mess in the unemployment line. That's the real world. And I'm just being honest, man. Look, I mean, seriously, I know a lot of role players. We've talked to them. We ain't gonna put them on blast and stuff. We don't do that here. But they've talked about some. And what I mean, I'm not even saying all superstars. The players that teams deem valuable, and they have what I call FU money. Upper 8 figures, 9 figures, where it's hard to move those contracts. They got to deal with them and they paying them. So they're going to consult with them or whatnot. Those type of players, when they get to dictate how coaches keep their job, going back to James Harden and stuff like that, he didn't show no love, no favors to Silas. He made Silas' job harder, and black coaches don't even get those type of jobs often. He ain't even give them a chance. Where's the double standard for that? So you can't cry about double standards that affect your end of the things, which is the players' end of the things, but you good with the other double standard when you're benefiting from it. It's just that doesn't add up, man. They got to chill with all this, man, because you're never gonna get everything in life. That's just not realistic, man. Like we all wish we could get what we want whenever we want in life, man. Who don't? But that's just not realistic, man. These dudes are, man, they benefiting from a lot. I mean, think about it. They are. Y'all benefiting greatly from a lot, man. And honestly, for most of the league, y'all eating off what previous eras did, because a lot of these dudes not even worth what they're getting paid. Let's keep it real. So I ain't even trying to hear all that. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? So my man need to chill. Yeah, do the owners when they mess up need to be held accountable by media overall? Cool, yes. But saying it's a double standard, like it's an uproar, like y'all here working for pennies or something. Like, come on, man, get out of here. Like Raymond said, man, he had to be asked for something because it just don't. He had to be, man. So that's all I gotta say on that, man. We gonna. Oh man, this for Octavian, man. Need some answers. Your beloved Eagles. Word is the Eagles still want to trade quarterback Carson Wentz, and Wentz still wants to be traded. That's the reality. Obviously, coupled with his, I guess, golfic contract. They're trying to move him. But Les Bowen of the Philadelphia Inquirer, in an article explaining the delay in the trade, writes that the lead sources doubt that GM Howie Roseman has been offered a first-round pick of any sort for Wentz this year or in the future. Do you feel Wentz is worth a first-round pick in a trade? Okay.
I was like, I guess I go first. Of course, I'm gonna say yes because I want the first-round pick. I'm just saying. Of course, I'm gonna say yes. Are we gonna get it? I don't think so. After last year's showing, I don't know who would want to do that. I mean, they would have, in my opinion, have to have like no prospects in their quarterback room, But I don't think we'll get it. I think Howie will hold out for it. I think that he will try his best to get the most possible. And if he doesn't, I think he'll keep Wentz. I don't think he's above that. And, especially just having Jalen there. And, I mean, he's a rookie going into his second year. Yeah, he looked good, but we know he looked good on the contrast of how bad Carson looked. So I'm not saying Jalen's not good, and I'm not saying that he won't be a good quarterback, but I just feel like our view on it right now is skewed because we were watching Carson all year just looking terrible, that almost anything will look better than what we saw. But to get back to the question, I don't know. I don't think we'll get a first-round pick, and I think he'll hold out for as much as he could possibly get for Carson. Maybe if he couples up, they've been throwing out Zach Ertz as another possible bargaining chip. Maybe if they sweeten the deal with him, who knows? Because those are the rumors as well. But I'm not holding my breath.
Okay, Mr. Petty Wilson, you up?
Nah.
Do y'all want him? Y'all want him out there? Y'all can give us a first round.
I'm going to be mature. No, not interested for that price. We bring that price down to about whatever James is worth, and then we can have a discussion. We can do a clear swap. But at first, that's a joke. I saw some other report was like 2 2s. Nah, bro, we tripping. We got to stop it. Ain't nobody told y'all to pay that, man. Y'all did that. He ain't even won the Super Bowl. Y'all paid him that. That was somebody ego and somebody front office. Like, my guy has to be the guy, even if he didn't show that he's the guy. You got to wear that. That's on you. You ain't had to pay him. Cleveland Browns, do the same thing. You ain't got to give that little boy that money coming up. Take your time. Give him a 2 to 3 year deal. He might not be the guy. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't do what Philly did. Do not pay that little boy all that money and be stuck. You don't have to do it. You just don't. Look, we don't know if the dude we have, right? We don't know if he's a dude, and that's why he's on a year-by-year contract. He can be here this year. He could be gone tomorrow. It costs you nothing. You can trade for him. You can cut him. Either way, it's $20 million in cap space. That's a good issue to have. You saw what the Rams did. They was like, look, he ain't it. Take whatever. We'll pay you to take him. Ain't no way. If it took 2 firsts or whatever, what was it? A couple firsts, all the stuff they said to go get Matt Stafford, that someone was giving Carson Wentz. Nah, man, it's not happening. Maybe a second and a third, Octavia, maybe.
At this point, who knows? They can take Nate too.
Nate's the savior. Just block him. Go ahead, Raymond. She be hating.
Throw him on.
Let that man down.
Hey, just go get Nate a line. He got you.
No, I'd rather not.
Man, look, for my own entertainment, they should just trade Carson Wentz straight up for Nick Foles.
Gosh.
That would be
That's the
perfect.
Raymond Felton. That's the Raymond Felton John, man. When the Knicks had him and released him, then sign him again down the road. That's something they would do.
Yeah, they not getting the first round pick, man. Like nothing he's shown would convince any team that he's worth that. I mean, that just is what it is. Philly's in a bind, like Wilson said, of their own doing. Like they made their own mess, man. Like, so, they got to deal with it. I was confused myself when they gave him the bag after somebody else won the Super Bowl for him. Like that was really strange to me, but it's those aren't my decisions to make, and I'm glad they aren't. But yeah, so somebody's gonna have to answer for this because this is causing them headaches. They're not in a good spot as a team. And this situation is handicapping them. Now you got choices to make because you're not going to get what you're asking for them. So you can get rid of them for something considerably less, or you can keep them, and then you got to decide what you're going to do with them next year. If it was me personally, honestly, I'd throw Jalen Hurts out there and sit Carson on the bench. I mean, what other recourse do you have?
If they're not going to get what they want. If he doesn't get what he wants, like I said, Carson will just be sitting there. He'll be unhappy, but he'll be there.
Right. That's the only recourse at this point. Either lower your asking price or
make him a backup.
Wilson Petty, man. Yeah, right. I mean, so yeah, man. I personally love to see the Eagles in turmoil. It's always fun.
I know you do.
Oh, wow.
It's okay.
Man, look, they laughed when it looked like Emmitt Smith broke his neck, man. They deserve everything
it's
they
vice versa, man. It's vice versa. I love to see you guys in turmoil as well. So I can't be mad at it. I can't wait to see what drama you guys have next year. So take the heat off us. Jesus Christ.
Man, the Cowboys are the best reality show on TV.
They are.
All right. Last I got closing on this one. Duke freshman, projected lottery pick, Jalen Johnson is opting out of the rest of the season and would declare for the NBA draft according to Duke. Johnson, the number 13 prospect in ESPN 100 last season, had an up and down season with the Blue Devils. He opened his career with 19 points, 19 rebounds, 5 assists against Coppin State, but suffered a foot injury a couple of weeks later and missed 3 games after returning to the starting lineup. Johnson has come off the bench for the last 3 games. He played a combined 23 minutes in the past 2 games, scoring just 3 points in 8 minutes against NC State this past weekend. Johnson said, "I appreciate everything about my time at Duke." Johnson said in the Duke News release Monday night, "Coach K, my teammates in the program have been nothing but supportive throughout the season, especially during the rehab of my foot injury. My family, coach, and I have made the decision that I should not play the remainder of the season so I can be 100% healthy in preparation for the NBA draft." In 13 games, Johnson averaged 11.2 points, 6.1 rebounds, and 2.2 assists. Coach K said, "While we are encouraged by what we are seeing medically for Jalen's future, we believe this decision is in his best interest. We are ultimately careful with every one of our players and will continue to support Jalen as he progresses toward his goal of playing professional basketball." Just what are your thoughts on the whole situation as far as him just opting out with the season still going on and getting ready for the draft? Let's start with you again, Octavia.
If it's really for medical reasons, okay, cool. But if it's because he feels like he's not getting enough playing time, he's not starting, if it's those type of things, like I don't care about him anymore. Like, honestly, like I hope that's not what it is. I hope that's not what it is, you know. But it's always hard to tell. It's not the first time this has happened to Coach K. You know, people having injuries where they're not able to play for the rest of the year, and they still go out and they're able to get drafted at a high pick. I'm not sure if it's going to be the same for him. Again, if it's fully for a medical reason, where it's something where he just is not going to recover enough to be effective for the rest of the year, and if he's already on this train, like I'm declaring for the NBA draft next year, like he thinks he's that good, okay. But if it's just for the ego and all of that, like I'm definitely not with that at all, because I hate quitters, and especially if you quit on your teammates. I feel like that's the biggest thing. Like, yeah, you're supposed to play for your coach, supposed to play for yourself, but you play for your team too. Like that kind of sucks if that's what it really is. But again, I can only speculate because I don't really know what the situation is, and it seems like Coach K has his back on this whole medical thing, so maybe it is completely medical. But somewhere in my head, like I just got that feeling that it's a little bit of ego where he doesn't feel like he's getting the shine that he quote unquote deserves.
And before we move on, just to throw this out there, Johnson hasn't played a complete season since his junior year of high school. As a senior, he left IMG Academy without playing a game before suiting up for 9 games at Nicollet High School in Wisconsin. So his history doesn't help his case.
Was it injury related?
No. You know how it is.
Oh, okay, so then I'm right. Okay, cool. I'm right then. He's just a baby. He's just a child. He probably got his parents in his ear like, you're better than this. We can get you somewhere else better than this. And he's taking it. I mean, even when you Google it, like literally everything that I see, like Duke freshman quits, cowardly opts out, like they're calling him out. Like, and that's what I said, like, you gotta like read into some of the stuff that people are saying to see if it's even medically related. So that just confirmed it for me. Yeah, he's just being a baby.
And also, you don't leave IMG Academy to go to a regular high school. You know what I'm saying? I used to get better. It don't work like that. You go there to get better, and then you move on to college. Or you move on to get ready for the pros, whatever path you're trying to take. But we're gonna go with you, Raymond.
He just went there to try to be the man again.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. There you go.
He
sound like a person that played before.
He went to get less competition.
Yeah, like Cardell said, his history kind of removes the benefit of the doubt for me, especially with the culture of this new generation of basketball players. Yeah, man, this fishy business to me, man. But yeah, smart move, kid. Stay on the bench before you hurt your draft stock because you're not performing. Whatever, man. I honestly don't care. It's just a different time. It's just a different time, man. Like like Octavia said, and like you said, Cardell, you don't leave IMG for a better situation. IMG is the better situation. So that's odd to me. I don't have too much to say about it because I mean I don't want to pile on the kid, but like, dude, this is wild, man. Like, if you look at what happened to Zion, he got hurt, but his spot was solidified. Cole Anthony as well. Like, but it's especially looking at Zion, he was it was predetermined where he was gonna go. But he fought and was determined to get back on the court and finish out the season because that's what competitors do. So best of luck to the kid. Hope it works out for him. But we got to start instilling some stick-to-itiveness in these kids, man. Like, and it starts with the people around them, their parents, coaches, handlers, or whoever. Like, man, make these kids follow through on something. Like, that's just what it is, plain and simple. You can't keep running from adversity all your life. You'll be running forever. And again, I don't know the full in and outs of this situation, but if it walk like a duck, it quack like a duck.
Act black.
Yeah, right. But yeah, man. Yeah, I can't. I'm about to go old man yelling at clouds, so I'm gonna just cut it off because like when I first saw it, I was like, dude, seriously, man. Like what better situations could he have asked to be in? You're at IMG, which is basically a breeding ground for high level D1 talent. Okay, you got yourself out of that situation because maybe you got in practice and saw them other studs and was like, I don't know, let me go try somewhere else. All right, cool. You get to Duke, which Duke's reputation is Duke's reputation. And you hit a little more adversity. They're not playing that well this season. In the midst of COVID and all that, you had an injury, and now, you sit out. So, whatever, man. It is what it is. Wish him success moving forward.
Mr. Wilson.
I think Octavia and Ray did a great job covering my journal, Old Man Yelling Cloud Thoughts. But yeah, just to take, step aside from that, period, bottom line, however you want to look at it, you're going to have to answer about all of these things going to the next level. So I hope you have a good answer for it because you're going to have to answer it quite a bit on a regular basis. And keep in mind, it's probably not coming out of the pandemic, having the G League Ignite team, it's not the greatest time to have baggage going into the draft situation right now. So wish you the best. Hey, see what happens.
Kind of like the ended to close things out. I just feel like we don't know all the details. We don't know. But one thing I noticed what Coach K said, wow, he said at the end on the medical thing, he said, wow, we are encouraged by what we are seeing medically. So he missed his words, but he was happy. I mean, clearly the medical say he was all right. You know what I'm saying? Because if you weren't, you wouldn't have played at all. It's just that your minutes went down, you started coming off the bench, and then you bounce. And then on top of y'all getting smacked. So maybe that's called coaching. You got to get yourself back up. And he's Coach K. It's dude. Like, what you expect? You got to earn everything. I remember when Zion, Cam Reddish, and those guys, RJ Barrett were there, and they ain't played well. He had them dudes practicing without Nike on their logo. It was just blue shirts, blue shorts, some random Nikes. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all got to earn the right to wear the Duke on your chest. Yeah, it's a history. That's a factory, dog. So you go there, you got to know what it is. You got to hold it down. You got to beat out somebody, and then you got to keep getting better to hold off somebody coming to beat you out. I just feel like these kids don't know how to compete. And I get people saying, man, you got millions of dollars on the line, man. You got to position yourself. It's a business move. All right, cool. Everything's a business. So make sure it's business when those scouts and GMs come to Duke and talk to Coach K about you on wax and ask questions, and he don't give you a favorable report. Or when these front offices pass on you, we just covered the draft. There was a lot of guys projected to go a lot higher than they did, and they ended up either second round or not getting drafted by guys that were freshmen we didn't even anticipate going that high. It was a clear message in last year's draft that they're going for the dogs, guys that are going to be professional, that want to work, that are hungry. It was a clear message, and it's still not getting through to people. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, if you're that good, Duke wouldn't be having the season that they're having. You would be the difference. So really, if you can't turn around a college program in a COVID pandemic, how are you going to help my franchise with the pros? It's common sense. Like, really think about it. So you going, and then on top of that, I got to worry about you quitting. What if you don't get your way if I draft you? But you going to opt out? You going to sit out? Be on the presser like Draymond talking about player empowerment and stuff like that. The owners and all that.
Demanding trades. Not showing up.
Man.
You see what I'm saying? Like this, it's starting to go the wrong way, and people don't understand. Dog, you gonna piss these owners off, man, and they gonna take it way back. Y'all gonna mess it up for the future, because then they just gonna be crazy with it. They gonna be like, all right, y'all all this bread y'all getting, you gonna shut that down. It's gonna be ugly, because if y'all get into another lockout, players rarely winning that. These owners can go on, continue with their business, and be cool. Maybe the top tier players will be all right, but they gonna keep going. It just screams entitlement, man. I'm just turned off by it, man. Like I said, if he's really hurt and he gotta do what he gotta do, fine. That's okay. But if you were really hurt, you shouldn't have played in those other games, because you sat out a few games and try to come back. If it's true, cool. Do what you got to do with that. Sit out then. But at the same time, it just don't add up, because I'm pretty sure if you still starting playing 30 minutes a game, getting the ball, you would still be trying to. Exactly. And then, like Octavia, you made a great point. Whatever happened to playing for your brothers, or like in your Octavia case, your sisters, you know what I'm saying, your team, that matters, man. Like, that matters. Like, damn, if everybody gonna worry about the brand and stuff like that, look, it ain't even no point in doing this, dog. Like, because I think, man, if it's like that, I'm damn sure gonna jack like AI. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna get mine. Like, forget it. Why are we gonna do this team thing? We might as well just go or something. Like, it's a waste of time, man. So we gonna see how it goes, man. They got him projected lottery. Seen him play a few times. He's a project, you know what I'm saying? He got some talent, but it's not otherworldly talent, you know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, I'm willing to take you in a lot. That not this one. I'm seeing some dudes on the G League Ignite, them kids. Woof. I don't think he won any parts of it. I don't think he won any parts of the dudes, man. On top of guys that's in the G League trying to stick in the league and get back up there. That's what you're going against in a pandemic. So good luck with that.
Again, like you guys all said, if it's from a business decision, bad decisions were made just purely from a business decision. Just purely from a business decision. They didn't make the best decisions. Wish the young man the best. Want to thank y'all for tuning in tonight. As always, we appreciate you guys. Don't forget DCTV every Friday at 10 p.m. And then Focus TV on all your social media mediums. Catch you guys next week. And for some of you, tomorrow night. Have a good one.
All right.